Hello and welcome back to JustinTV, the show where we track every revolution around the sun. I'm your host, Justin. You may also know me as Zombie, and as I've just alluded to, today is a very special day for me in the fact that I'm now 22, which is something I never would have thought would come out of my mouth. And I couldn't ask for a better birthday present than the day before having the Eagles, my home team, win and Kendrick Lamar performing at the halftime show. Seriously, that was a good Super Bowl, unless you're a Chiefs fan. If you ask any of them, they'll say it was terrible. And in the spirit of giving gifts, I have a gift for some of you longtime viewers who've been calling me Unc. I have officially achieved Unc status. My brother and his girlfriend are fostering a kid, so, I'm officially an Unc now. It's not incorrect to call me that. That's awesome. I totally don't feel old now. But to lock it all in, my birthday this year has caused me to think a lot more about the passage of time. Time is a currency that we all have, and time doesn't discriminate. And how you choose to spend your time is different from anyone else's. It's completely up to you. I'm not gonna judge, right? Like, instead of playing a lot of multiplayer this week, I mainly played zombies because it was double gobblegums. I wanted the double gobblegums. That's how I chose to spend my time. But just like how someone who has $2.50 is strapped for cash, I'm strapped for time, and I honestly couldn't be happier. Does that mean I spend my time efficiently? Not entirely. Like, some days I'll laze around and play Call of Duty when I should be doing something else. But most days I have something that I have to do. And it brings meaning to those days where otherwise I would be doing nothing and be just bored. As people, we need to find a purpose or a calling. And although I'm still trying to figure out exactly what my end game is, having something that I'm guaranteed that I have to wake up and do and accomplish for the day provides me with a little bit of that purpose that I need in my life. John Cena. Love this guy. He's so funny. All the movies he's in, Peacemaker, one of the best shows I've laid my eyes on in a while. On Kai Cenat's live stream, of all places, he drops this quote that has stuck with me ever since. He's talking about finding a purpose and what happiness is to him. To really boil it down and extrapolate upon it, he discusses Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, I'm not going to bore you with psychology and boring science mumbo-jumbo, if you want to call it that. But essentially, in a crude and John Cena way, without bringing up Maslow's hierarchy of needs, he goes through each level of the pyramid, starting with the physiological needs and extrapolating more as he goes up, like for safety. What does that just mean? Well, financially stable is one of them. Security, being able to feel safe around the people around him, but now he's going more so into the social aspect of love and the people around him and spending the time with those people. And he keeps going up and up and up. I just wanted to see how my stun actually affected this guy. Sorry about breaking the conversation. But he keeps going up and up through the pyramid until he locks back in and brings up the fact that he realizes he's a very lucky guy. And instead of just taking that for granted every day, he thinks about what he can do every single day to bring purpose and meaning to what he has. And the analogy that he used was that every single day, when the day is over, he looks at what he did for the day. It doesn't matter what it was, even if he just relaxed. He goes through his whole itinerary, and while he's watching the sunset, he asks himself, did I earn this sunset? Now, does he always earn the sunset? No, no one's perfect. We're human beings. We're flawed people. But when he does fail, he doesn't just sit there and wallow in self-sadness about what could have been. He motivates himself so that the next day he can earn it. And, most days he does. And on those days, it's where he feels happy. Because he achieved Maslow's final level of the hierarchy, which is self-actualization. Now, I know here we like to talk about productivity, maybe achieving financial freedom through investing. I mean, I don't really do that, but a lot of people in this COD commentary community do that. But self-actualization is more so just living up to your potential. And obviously, my potential is going to be different from yours, and the way that I view my potential will be different than how you view yours. We're all in different stages of life, but we all have goals we want to achieve, whether that be with just family, whether that be financially, whether that be in creativity wise. Let's say you want to make a game project or a music project, not for money, but just because it's something you enjoy to do. Living up to your potential in a day. Maybe that doesn't mean that you're maximizing your profits every single day. Some days, what that might look like is just working towards your song that you're producing and putting your best effort into it. But in order to maximize your potential, let's say, it's done through using time, a currency that, once again, we all have access to the same amount. So when I say that I'm busier than ever and happier than ever, it's because I'm spending that time doing something that I'm putting effort into. Maybe not my max effort, maybe not my max potential, but I'm spending it doing something that feels meaningful, even if that thing is just relaxing. Because I'm putting effort into relaxing, it feels like it has a purpose in my life. It doesn't feel like I'm wasting time playing Call of Duty. I'm recording so that I can do one of my hobbies that I just really love to do. I'm playing zombies with friends in my spare time because I cherish our friendship and want to just spend time with them. Or there's some days that I laze around and I lay around. Yeah, there's a day, it's called Tuesday, where I don't have anything that I do. Sometimes I lay in bed looking at TikTok for 2 hours. Am I gonna wake up and am I gonna do something for that day? Probably not, because I just spent 2 hours in bed doing nothing. So when the sunset comes and I ask myself if I earned it, my answer is no. But it just makes me want to lock in harder the next day, so that I don't have to answer the same way. So that I achieve the goals that I want to achieve, maybe for the year, maybe just for the month, maybe just for the week. What I'm trying to say is that it's okay to have these days where you just lounge around, do nothing for a majority of the day, because you need to have those lows so that the highs feel high. So when you need that motivation to lock in and focus up, you have those days to look back on where you could have done more and where you want to do more. And who knows, maybe it'll help you be a happier person. Maybe it'll help you find more of a purpose in your life. But regardless, I want you to, at the end of your day, after watching this video, or maybe it's right now as your end of your day, ask yourself, did you earn that sunset? Listen, boys, I know this was not my most polished JustinTV, but I got an exam that's happening on Wednesday, and I'm kind of underprepared for it. So I've been spending a little bit of time here to really study and try to focus up and lock in so that I start this semester strong. Anyways, I will see you all next week. Have a good one. Man, this was not my best gameplay for sure. Jeez.